Hello again, YouTube. Shenanaguy here, and we're gonna jump right back into Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Now we gotta go to the student council and pick something up for our dear instructor here. Student council rooms on the second floor of the student union building to the east of here. I'm counting on you. Of course, instructor. Is there a reason you're still here though? Don't tell anyone, but I actually left the student register in here and forgot all about it. Good thing I remembered though, otherwise I would have had to sit through another of the vice principal's lectures. She's not exactly a conventional teacher, is she? Alright. They have a nice color palette representing sunsets. I don't think there's really too much for us to do at this point in time, other than just following the story. We can check in with a few of these people, see what Elliot's up to. Nothing relaxes me like having a violin in my hands. This academy seems really well equipped. This place might not be so bad after all. Nice. It's always good to be a musician out and about. I think we're going to go ahead and head outside. That looks like an exterior door. If I remember correctly, the student union building should be to the east of the main building. It doesn't seem like this is too urgent though, so maybe I'll head over after familiarizing myself with the campus a bit. There's more to Thor's than just the main building and all its classrooms. There are many other facilities located on the campus. The auditorium is used for events like the entrance ceremony. Although this building is normally closed, it will be open during certain events. The field is home to more athletic activities, such as practical exams. Many sports clubs, such as the lacrosse and riding clubs, use this area to practice too. The gymnasium is used for general training purposes. There, you'll find the pool and the training hall. These two facilities are managed by the swimming and fencing clubs respectively. As such, the gym is usually a lively spot. The engineering building is the de facto place for orbital maintenance and is managed by the engineering club. While you can't enter for now, you'll find yourself here again and again during your time at Thor's. The library holds a variety of papers and books for your perusal and serves as a handy space for student study and research. You can also go there and brush up on all the Zumerian technology you can handle. The Student Union building is a place for students to relax and unite. The first floor houses some stores and a cafeteria. You'll find the culture clubs on the second floor and even a salon reserved for upper class students on the third. Alright. We'll check out the academy field here. See what this guy's up to. Whoa there. These ladies in the lacrosse get-ups are looking mighty fine. It'd be a crime against photography if I didn't snap some pics. You do you, buddy. I can't say I'd recommend it though. Elisa and I are taking a look at all the clubs here. Would you care to join us, Reed? Emma? What are you saying? Right. I'm sorry, Reed. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not much for sports myself. I think something like the literature club would be the best fit for me. Well, She's passionate, to say the least. Joining a sports team does seem like it would be interesting, though. Friendship, hard work, and success, huh? I've never joined any sports teams before, but they must be pretty fun if she's this excited. Assuming she's talking about one of these. So, that's Elisa. That's the Elisa girl I've heard so much about. She has a different air about her than the other first years. She's awfully cocky for a commoner. She intends to join the lacrosse club, does she? What a lovely turn of events. I can use this to teach her place. Yeah. Have fun with that. See what's in here. Gymnasium, they said. Oh, that's that Patrick kid. Given your uniform, I can assume you're part of Class 7. That's right. Mind if I ask who you are? My name's Patrick. I'm from Class 1. Class 1, huh? That's one of the upper classes, right? I'm Green Schwarzer. Pleased to meet you. Do you really think the feeling is mutual? I couldn't in good conscience say I was pleased to meet anyone from some pathetic group of nobodies calling itself a class. Yeah? While you're at this academy, it would serve you well to remember your place. We wouldn't want commoners to start thinking a little special treatment makes them better than nobles now, would we? The thought couldn't have been further from my mind. Thanks for the advice. Guy's a real peach. Want to say that again, asshole? I don't think I heard that right. Oh, of course. I'll say it as many times as it takes for you to get into your thick skull. As the best swordsman here, I should be named captain of the club. You follow that, or must I speak more slowly? Huh, yeah, I gotcha. If you're so damn cocky, how about taking me on, one-on-one? Seems like you need a little attitude adjustment. I have no objections to that. Just remember, you challenged me, so I expect no whimpering after you lose. I would love to see that fight. Oh wow, look at the pool. It's a big pool. Can't go in any of these. Oh, Laura. Fascinating. I suppose there are some things we can only do while we're students. It looks like there's a lot I could learn in this club. I'm going to fill out an application this very instant. Our de facto swordswoman is going for the swimming club, is she? Oh. Got a nice little garden going on back here. Little pond. What's back here? Oh, the old schoolhouse. The front doors are locked. This old building's closed up tight now. Probably for the best, considering all the monsters roaming around inside. Orienteering or no, I can't believe we were thrown in with them right after our entrance ceremony. Some welcome. I have no real reason to be here right now anyway, so I should start heading to the student council, right? Huh? What was that? Was that just my mind playing tricks on me? Dots. No, there's something off about this place. It's definitely not just my imagination. All the more reason to keep my distance for the moment. I need to go to the student council room anyway. Interact with it again? I'm curious about what just happened, but I suppose this isn't the time to be worrying about it. I need to head to the student council room. Interesting how the music just cuts out from this area. Ah. I wonder what that could be. This is the engineering building, isn't it? Doesn't seem like anyone's here. No, it does not. Moving on, we shall go. To the library. Oh, Machias. What's up, man? Arg. Why is he in there? Oh, useless? What's wrong? It's nothing. Oh well. I suppose I'll just return to the dorms for today. If he intends to regularly befoul the library with his presence, I'll need to find a new place to study. Wait. Why am I the one who needs to go somewhere else? Why can't he can't make me go anywhere? Oh, their rivalry. Hey, yeah, it is useless. Don't you have a club you should be running off to? Nope, I still haven't decided whether I want to join one yet. How about you? The same. None have managed to catch my interest so far. I'm in no hurry. If any have merit, I'll find out sooner or later. Well, that sounds like you, I guess. You do things at your own pace, at your own discretion, just like a noble. It doesn't take a noble to exercise critical thinking and sound judgment, at least in theory. If that's all you have to say, then leave me be. I'm not looking to be friends with you or anyone else. Right, sorry for bothering you. Being such a jerk, useless, come on. What's this? Recommended reading corner. Imperial Railways, a history. The Orbital Revolution of 50 years ago had a profound effect on Erebonia, much as it did on other nations on the continent. Much is made of its impact on weaponry, but I believe its influence to transport was equally noteworthy. Specifically, the Orbital Revolution allowed the creation of railways for the first time. Before the Orbital Revolution, there were only 3 methods of transport available to Imperial citizens: horse, boat, and walking. Considering the sheer size of Erebonia, the situation was far from ideal. Traveling from the Imperial capital of Heimdall to Bereahard, the capital of the Kreutzen province, for example, took 10 days on foot and 4 days by horse. Long journeys would be impossible to imagine for the Erebonian citizen of today. Changing all that, however, was the Orbital Revolution's transformation of manufacturing, making the creation of mechanical engines possible for the first time. This marked a key turning point in the history of transportation, and Erebonia's first use of these engines was the invention of the train. Septian Calendar 1158. The first orbitally powered vehicle to run on rail tracks was developed through the combined efforts of Professor G. Schmidt, a leading disciple of Professor Epstein, and the Rheinfeld factory, known at the time as a weapons manufacturer. Septian Calendar 1160. The freight line between Ruhr City and Sachsen Iron Mine was completed. 1165. The first passenger railway connecting Heimdall and Ruhr began operation. As a result of these developments, the concept of the Orbital Railway became widely known throughout the nation, and by 1175, a wide-reaching railway network had been created with Heimdall at its center. This rail nexus effectively connected the imperial capital with all of the major provincial capitals. This was followed soon after by the establishment of railways in other nations on the continent, eventually leading to the creation of the Transcontinental Railway 20 years ago, which has made transporting people, goods, and information all over the continent significantly easier. There is no doubt that the orbitally powered airships invented in the Liberal Kingdom and the family automobiles developed in the Calvert Republic are also wonderful inventions. However, a half of a century after the Orbital Revolution, it is an incontestable fact that railways are the most important method of transport. So, this thing they're referring to as the Orbital Revolution occurred 50 years ago, a little over 50 years ago, I think, and it was basically the rediscovery of essentially Magitech. Le Mans State, home to the Epstein Foundation and the birthplace of Professor C. Epstein himself, Le Mans is a state in the center of the Zumerian continent. It is also known for housing the headquarters of the Bracer Guild, which has branches all across Zemuria. Holy City of Arteria, a city-state housing the high seat of the Septian Church. Arteria is located at the center of the continent and acts as a gathering place for believers and church officials alike. The church comprises a number of organizations, including the Congregation for Divine Worship, which handles liturgical matters, the Congregation for the Sacraments, which handles administering the sacraments of the goddess, and the Papal Guard, which is responsible for protecting the holy city of Arteria itself. Liberal Kingdom. This is where the first arc of this saga took place. The Liberal Kingdom is situated in the southwest part of the Zumerian continent. Rich in nature and history, the kingdom is ruled by long-lived Queen Alicia II, a staunch advocate for peace. While a humble nation compared to those around it, its bountiful septium reserves, advanced technological capabilities, and Queen Alicia's skillful diplomacy allow it to stand on equal footing with any other. Last year, a large object of unknown origin appeared above Valeria Lake, like in the center of Liberal, disabling orbments nationwide. This crisis was resolved through the joint efforts of the Royal Army and the Bracer Guild. That event is known as the Orbital Shutdown phenomenon. The Nord Highlands are located southeast of the Empire and surrounded by the Isengard Range. Despite their harsh natural environment, they are populated by a tribe of nomads with their own unique culture. Given their proximity to both the Empire and the Republic, the Highlands have been a hotly contested territory for many years. Some history in here. Erebonian Empire. The Erebonian Empire is located on the western side of the continent of Zumeria, and represented by the emblem of the Golden Stallion. The current emperor is Eugent Rice Arnor III. Despite the Empire's strict class system and focus on tradition, it has begun to modernize due to the railway expansion efforts of Gileath Osborne, a veteran known as the Blood and Iron Chancellor. Between its mechanized national armed forces, the Imperial Army, and private provincial armies at the command of the nobles ruling each province, Erebonia may be the most powerful nation in Zumeria. The Calvert Republic. The Calvert Republic lies to the east of Crossbell State and was established after a democratic revolution roughly 100 years ago. Its current head of state is President Rocksmith. Calvert is a vast country, and thanks to their long-standing open immigration policies, very culturally diverse. Many immigrants from the east have made Calvert their home. Although it has been significantly less hostile towards Erebonia since the signing of their Non-Aggression Pact, the two nations have been at each other's throats many times over the years. The Non-Aggression Pact is only a few years old. Crossbell sits on the western side of Zemuria, between the Erebonian Empire and the Calvert Republic. While established as an autonomous state 70 years ago, its two neighbors still dispute its ownership. At its center lies Crossbell City, one of the continent's key centers of commerce. In addition to being a key station on the Transcontinental Railroad, The city is home to a major international airport. Crossbell is where the second and the predecessor to this arc took place. It only had 2 games, whereas the Burls had 3. Orbital Arts. Orbital Arts are a kind of magic which can be activated by inserting quartz into a battle orbment, a combat-ready orbment developed by the Epstein Foundation. These arts, as they are commonly known, are widely used by armies, police forces, and bracers across the continent for their ease of use. Sufficient training can give anyone access to their incredible power. The Orbital Network Project. The Orbital Network Project is an effort by the Epstein Foundation to develop a network in which vast quantities of information can be exchanged between computers using a series of orbital cables. While initially a joint effort between the Epstein Foundation and Liberal ZCF, the IBC is currently bankrolling the project. As a result, the network is currently being tested in Crossbell City. The Epstein Foundation, a very important foundation. The Epstein Foundation is an organization dedicated to continuing the work of Professor C. Epstein. It researches and manufactures orbits, specializing in information processing and communication. The Epstein Foundation is also the sole manufacturer for battle orbits, which allow their users to access art. Their recent Orbital Network project also promises to be the future of orbital communication. Yes, Professor C. Epstein. No longer alive, but is the father and cause of the Orbital Revolution. The Orbital Revolution was a technological revolution that saw its inception in the year 1150 with the invention of orbits. I think we're in 1202. The public was initially skeptical of this technological leap, but the invention of the orbital telephone by the Epstein Foundation and ZCF's orbital airships quickly proved orbits' practical value. Orbits have since become an essential part of our daily lives. Orbital technology powers everything from essentials like heating and lighting to transport vehicles to even modern weaponry. What's more, advancements in technology have decreased the size of orbital engines, leading to the development of more capable and affordable consumer-level automobiles by the Verne and Reinford companies. Orbments. Orbment is a general term for devices that operate by drawing orbital energy from Septian. This technology was invented by Professor C. Epstein, so orbital energy is basically mana. The internal structure of an orbment allows it to interact with quartz, which in turn is manufactured from Septium. This design allows for the manufacture of orbments with nearly limitless potential. Between their flexibility and ability to recover their internal orbital energy over time, orbments are significantly more efficient than combustion engines. Quartz. A quartz is a circuit with a crystalline structure made by refining and processing septium fragments known as sepith. While quartz are both an energy source and capable of producing a variety of phenomena, without the use of an orbment, they are completely powerless. The Bracer Guild. Yes, a very important group of people. The Bracer Guild is a non-governmental organization acting to keep the peace and protect civilians wherever its numerous and continent-spanning branches reach. Its members are known as Bracers. Its guiding principle, to put the safety of civilians above all else, is both its greatest strength and a handicap, as it cannot involve itself in political matters unless civilians are directly threatened. Jaeger Corps, also important. Incredibly skilled mercenary groups, which can be found all over the continent, are known as Jaeger Corps. Due to their combat proficiency and their willingness to take on morally gray contracts, they are often used as private armies. As such, several countries have passed laws against their hire and use. IBC. The International Bank of Crossbell is a large banking organization which manages the vast quantities of money flowing into Crossbell and supports the economies of nations across the continent. The IBC's interests extend beyond banking, too. In addition to providing most of the funding for the Epstein Foundation's Orbital Network project, the bank manages theme parks and other similar diversions. Imperial Chronicle. The Imperial Chronicle is a news organization headquartered in Heimdall. It has built up a reputation as the Empire's most trustworthy news source over the course of its 120-year history. Last year, in an effort to diversify their news distribution, the company established Imperial Chronicle Radio to supplement their widely read newspaper. The Rhineford Company was initially a gunpowder-based weapons manufacturer based out of the Erebonian Empire and known for its cannons and heavy firearms. Since the Orbital Revolution, however, it has expanded its operation to include railways and airships. This expansion has made it one of the continent's two largest companies, rivaled only by Calvert's Verne Company. So, these companies are the major, other than the Epstein Foundation, the major Orbital manufacturers that we know of. Rhineford is Erebonia's, Verne Company is Crossbell's, and ZCF, not Crossbell's, Crossbell's? Hold on. I want to say Calvert. Calvert's, yeah, I don't know why I was saying Crossbell. So the Verne Company is Calvert's, and ZCF is Liberal's. The Verne Company is a massive company headquartered in the Calvert Republic. Like its industrial rival, the Rhineford Company, the Verne Company was a storied arms manufacturer that expanded into orbital research and developed after the Revolution. Particularly worth noting are the company's innovative approaches to the development of orbital vehicles such as orbital cars and buses. Whereas the ZCF is very well known for airships. The Zeiss Central Factory, or ZCF, was founded as the Zeiss Engineering Factory in Liberal Kingdom's Zeiss City by Professor A. Russell, a disciple of the great Professor Epstein. ZCF was the very first orbment manufacturer to successfully develop an airship. They recently completed work on the high-speed cruiser Arcel, a feather in the cap of the Royal Liberalian Army. It's basically, the Arcel is a airship owned and operated by the royal family, thus the mention of it being operated by the Royal Liberalian Army. The Great Collapse. The destruction of the ancient Zemurian civilization is estimated to have occurred 1200 years ago. While the Great Collapse is commonly attributed to a natural disaster, this theory remains unconfirmed. This ancient civilization's end marked the beginning of the Dark Ages. The Septian Church. The Septian Church is the most widespread religion in Zemuria, and is based on the worship of the sky goddess Adios. Its high seat is in the holy city of Arteria. Although its influence has decreased somewhat since the Orbital Evolution, it still has a significant presence in the continent's education and health systems. So, kind of interesting that they have these two in the same section. So, the ancient Sumerian civilization had orbital technology. So, this orbital revolution that happened 50 years ago was more the rediscovery of orbital technology than the creation of orbital technology. And what's interesting is the Septian Church showed up sometime around the Great Collapse, when the ancient Sumerian civilization disappeared. And the Septian Church has a duty to find and safeguard all operational ancient Sumerian orbital artifacts. So, kind of interesting that they would have these in the same place. Septium. The word septium encompasses 7 types of precious stones mined across Zemuria. Viewed as symbols of mystery since ancient times, their value as a resource shot up practically overnight when the technology to refine sepith, or septium fragments, into quartz was developed. Artifacts. Artifacts are essentially ancient orbments. While both run on orbital energy, they're operated very differently. Because they were likely produced by the ancient Sumerian civilization, proper analysis is currently beyond our technological grasp. Artifacts are occasionally found within ruins across the continent, and many are capable of demonstrating power that exceeds the bounds of human comprehension. The Septian Church has, as such, defined artifacts as premature gifts from the goddess, and claims responsibility for their collection and control. The orbital shutdown a few years ago in Liberl was caused by one of said artifacts. The Four Great Houses is a collective term for the storied families who rule the 4 Erebonian provinces. Each controls a private provincial army and commands respect second to only the Arnor family. All 4 run their nearly country-sized provinces in accordance with the Empire's class system, but a push for modernization is increasing tensions between the 4 Great Houses and the Reformist faction. We have already seen that pretty aggressively. The 100 Days War was a war of aggression waged by the Empire against the Liberal Kingdom in 1192. The name is drawn from the 100 days between the start of the war and its church-mediated end. Initially, Liberal appeared to be at a significant disadvantage, with the Empire occupying a majority of their territory, but a single operation using the then-new patrol airships turned the tide of the battle. The reasoning for the war is not public knowledge, but the Erebonian Empire has since formally apologized to Liberal, calling the war a mistake born from an unfortunate misunderstanding. There's a lot of details behind that 100 Days War, but we'll discover that as the story progresses. The Non-Aggression Pact was an international treaty proposed by Queen Alicia II and signed in 1202 by the Liberal Kingdom, Erebonia Empire, and Calvard Republic in Liberal's Herb Royal Villa. While not legally binding, the pact has had a powerful effect, bringing an end to large-scale Erebonian and Calvardian military exercises near Crossbell and decreasing tensions between each nation. Phantom Thief B. B is an elusive thief who has stolen everything from jewels to orbital tanks from people and organizations across Zemuria. His strange, almost beautiful methods have given rise to a small, dedicated fanbase. Though he sends messages to his intended targets and makes public appearances clad in a white cape and mask, B's identity remains a secret, or a mystery. He calls his recent unusual thefts the liberation of beauty. Yeah. So some information, interesting information in there. Now time to go inside here.
This should be the Student Union building. I know the cafeteria is on the first floor, but I wonder where the Student Council room is.
Hey there, first year. How's it going? Academy life been treating you well this past half month?
Oh, yeah, it has. Guess he must be a second year. It's not easy, but I'm managing. Mostly. Though I have a feeling it's only going to get harder from here on out.
Of course it will. Your class is going to be more intense than the others, too. But you just hang in there, okay?
Okay. Wait. You're a second-year student, aren't you? Do you mind if I ask your name?
Hey now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First things first, how about you let me show you this cool trick I've been practicing?
Trick?
You got a 50 mirror coin I can borrow?
I think so. Pretty sure I do, anyway.
Cheers.
Runs off with it.
All right, watch closely.
Huh?
Dots.
Now, which hand is the coin in? Left or right?
Neither.
It's in your...
You're trying to convince us that your bag, conveniently being right under where it was and open, is just a coincidence.
Too bad.
Guess you win. I'm usually pretty good at following moving objects, too. Though, wait. You said this was a trick, which means...
You catch on quick.
Huh?
Keep up the good work, man. You're gonna need to be pretty tough to get through a year with Sarah as your instructor. Oh, and the student council room is on the second floor, furthest room back. See you around. Have a good weekend.
But, my mirror.
Wait! My 50... mirror. You got me.
So, you can tell that this, is not designed for 21:9 screen ratio because he's still on the screen. He just kind of stopped.
Andy seemed to know I was heading to the student council room, too. Somehow. Guy's good. I haven't met many of the second years yet. I wonder if they're all like that. Oh well. At least now I know where I'm going. Though if it really is open late, I guess there's no real rush. I might as well see what else people are up to in here.
Right. Into the student union building we go. On the first floor of the student union building, you'll find both the cafeteria and the campus store. As you might expect, the cafeteria sells a number of different kinds of food. Meanwhile, the store sells combat equipment like weapons and recovery items. This makes it the best place to stock up on supplies or buy new equipment on campus. Nobody we know in here. Literature Club. Lower Class Chess Club. Imperial Fishing Club. Gone Fishing. Kenneth. This appears to be an unused room. Photography Club. There's some nice pictures. Student Council Room. This looks like the place. There's definitely still someone inside. I can sense it. Hope I'm not interrupting. Field mark.
Hello? Please come in. It's open.
I recognize that voice. Pardon the interruption. Oh, you're that girl.
It's been about 2 weeks, hasn't it? Welcome to the student council room, Reen Schwarzer. Instructor Sarah sent you, right?
Yes. So, you're a member of the student council then. I wonder if she got moved up a few years. She looks even younger than Fee.
Is something wrong?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just wondering, are you a second-year student?
I am, but there's no need for formalities with me. There's no junior or senior in my book. The name's Toa Herschel. I'm the student council president.
President?
Uh-huh. Does that surprise you? I'm sure I'll have plenty of opportunities to interact with you and the other first years during your time here. So if there's anything you need help with, you just come and let me know, okay? I'll do everything in my power to make it better.
Thank you. That's very kind. She's seriously the student council president? That's hard to believe.
Rude.
So, the reason I've come here is because you're holding on to something for Class 7, right?
Oh, of course. Here you go. Yours is the one on top.
Let's see.
Received student notebook ×9.
Oh, our student notebooks. I completely forgot about these.
I'm really sorry it's taken so long. Class 7's curriculum is pretty different from any of the other classes. And you're even using a different kind of battle orbment, so yours had to be compiled separately.
Meaning these notebooks have information in them about...
The Arcus, yes. All the student notebooks double as instruction manuals for their accompanying battle orbments. And the other first years are all using the same type as last year, so we could just reuse last year's template. But the Arcus type you're using works quite differently, so we had to write a whole new set of directions from scratch.
Okay, that makes sense. But wait, who's we?
Pretty much just me. Instructor Sarah asked me to do it on her behalf.
Of course she did.
Which means it's my fault this has taken so long. I'm really sorry.
Oh, no. If anything, it sounds like we owe you a huge debt of gratitude for putting so much time and effort into it. Is that really part of the student council's job, though? It seems more like something our instructor should be handling herself.
That expression, though.
Technically, you're right, but she's always so busy. And I help out the other instructors a lot, too, so I don't mind lending her a hand from time to time.
What a nice person. Maybe a little too nice for her own good. I doubt she ever gets a moment's rest around here. So you just need me to give these to the other students in Class 7, right?
Yes, please. I really appreciate what you've all agreed to do, too.
Huh? What do you mean?
I heard all about it from Instructor Sarah. She said you've agreed to help out the student council with our work, right? It's such a nice gesture. You're really getting Class 7 off to a great start here at the Academy.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Didn't you tell her that you wanted to help ease our workload? Something about wanting to better yourselves? To prove you were worthy of being a part of this prestigious new class? She said you were all really eager to help out, so I should try to delegate some of my duties to you.
Wow. Dots.
Thank you, my dear. I leave everything in your capable hands. Mwah.
Mwah, indeed.
I'm sorry. Did I misunderstand her or something? Oh, how embarrassing. I didn't mean to start trying to force work onto you when you've only just enrolled.
There's no way I can turn her down. No. Instructor Sarah's absolutely right. Your plate is as full as I've seen, so if I can help you in any way, please let me.
Phew. I thought there had been a terrible misunderstanding there for a moment. But don't worry, I won't give you anything too difficult. It'll mostly just be fulfilling requests from people in the Academy and in Trista.
So, bracer work.
Requests?
Interesting.
Yeah, sometimes people send in feedback and list things they'd like us to do for them, and we try to help out however we can.
Yeah, that's pretty much what bracers do.
I'll pick some up for you to do by the end of the day, and drop the list in your mailbox at your dorm tomorrow morning. Will that be okay with you?
Sure thing. Thanks.
Oh, it got dark pretty quick. Must have been talking for a while.
Dusk already? What a day. Can't believe she wound up treating me to dinner in the cafeteria. And she's still got more student council work to do yet. How is she so busy? Hello? This is Rien Schwarzer speaking.
Guten Tag, my favorite little Wunderkind. I hear you had a nice little dinner date with the student council president. Ooh la la.
If this is how you treat your favorite little Wunderkind, I dread to think how you treat people you don't like. Would you care to explain why you've been signing me up for things behind my back?
I'll skip the details for now, but it's got something to do with the other part of your curriculum that I'll be announcing next week.
Oh, interesting.
I thought it'd be a good chance for one of you to do a little rehearsal before the main event. And since the student council truly is busy, I figured, why not kill two birds with one stone? A fine plan, if I do say so myself.
I have a feeling half the reason they're as busy as they are is because of certain instructors. But alright, I'm happy to play along. Basically, you just want me to spend my free day tomorrow helping the student council, right?
Oh, that's entirely up to you. If there's a club you're interested in joining, far be it from me to force you away from it.
No, to be honest, I still haven't found one that really clicks with me, so that won't be a problem. There is one question I'd like to ask, though. Why me, exactly? This seems like the kind of task typically entrusted to the class president or vice president, so Emma or Machias. And even if you were choosing based on social class, Eustace and Laura were both born into noble families. I wasn't. So what makes me so special, exactly?
Well, in a sense, you're effectively at the center of Class 7.
Pardon?
I'm not saying you're its leader, of course, but in a class full of nobles, commoners, and exchange students, you in particular are special. Surely even you can see that, no?
Well...
Dots.
That's why I decided to give you first dibs, so to speak. I wanted to get an idea of how things might go from here on out. There's never been a class like yours before, after all. So there you have it. The beans have been spilled all over the place. Ball's in your court now.
Dots.
Wait, what are you drinking?
Beer, of course. It's the weekend and I'm stuck wasting away in my room, imbibing libations. Alas, all by my lonesome. If only I had a classy gentleman friend who'd go out drinking with me. But woe of woes, such a man is nary to be found.
Are you okay?
Never better. But you, instead of trying to put everything in its place, why don't you just go with the flow for a change? It seems like you're desperately trying to find something. But if you don't plant yourself somewhere, you're just gonna blow away with the next big gust that comes along. And on that note, make sure you're back in the dorm by curfew and all transgressions will be forgiven. Toodles!
If I don't plant myself somewhere, huh? She may have a few screws loose, but she's got a point. Maybe I should just try going with the flow and see what comes of it.
Could be interesting. Chapter 1. Unconventional Studies. Afterwards, Rien returned straight to the dormitory, and after relaxing in his room for a while, he decided to walk around the dorms. You can now view the overall achievements and character tabs of your notebook. Both can be accessed by pressing the Q key or choosing Note from the camp menu and then selecting their respective tabs. Alright, President Toa left me in charge of handing out everyone's notebooks. Tomorrow's our first free day, so I should get this done with tonight. You can explore Class 7's dorms on the night before each free day. Be aware, however, that the story will progress should you return to Reen's room. Oh. Room 206? Nobody's in there. This appears to be a vacant room. Check downstairs. Ah, what's in here? Storage room? Oh. You really can't beat nice cold beer after work. No, wait. Maybe you can. With 2 ice cold beers. Have you been drinking all night? At least try not to fall asleep here, okay? I don't want you to catch a cold. Don't worry your pretty little head about me. I'm indestructible. Especially since I've got the day off tomorrow. You say that like it totally excuses your entire night of drinking. Well, anyway, you were nice enough to take on some work for the student council, so that's a load off my shoulders. I'm looking forward to seeing how you perform tomorrow. Right. Wow, she went from plastered to bastard in the blink of an eye. Looks like there's a lot more to her than I thought. Really though, how great is that? We're all free to do whatever we want tomorrow, and the only proper way to celebrate is drinking the night away. Or maybe not. Ah, kitchen? This appears to be a vacant room. We can't go outside, right? I probably shouldn't go out this late at night. Especially with the instructor right there. Ah, Elliot. What's up? Hey there, Reen. Something the matter? Toa gave me Class 7 student notebooks to hand out earlier, so I'm just going around delivering those. Here's yours, Elliot. And Reen handed Elliot his student notebook. Oh, thanks. Anyway, were you playing the violin in here? Sorta. It's pretty late, so I wasn't really playing per se, just doing the fingering of motions. The wind orchestra isn't meeting tomorrow, so I thought I should get in some practice tonight instead. Wow, you're really into your music, huh? I can't imagine most people being that invested in their hobbies. Jeez. Your room's chock full of musical stuff too. It's not that much, honestly. It'd be nice if the walls in these dorms were a bit more soundproof, though. Then I'd be able to play all night without bothering anyone. Spoken like a true music nerd. At least I can play as much as I want during the afternoons. It really would be nice if the walls in these dorms had better soundproofing, though. Oh well, it's an old building, apparently, so I guess I'll just have to deal with it. Who's this? This should be Eustace's room. Who's there? It's me, Reen. I've got your student notebook here. Very well. Reen handed Eustace his student notebook. You have my thanks. Don't mention it. Mind if I ask what you were up to? I was simply reading. Oh, what kind of book? A biography I borrowed from the library. Why must I indulge your mundane little questions? Huh? While we may live in the same dorm, the two of us are perfect strangers. Your proximity to me does not give you the license to intrude on my private life. You're right. I'm sorry about that. Pay it no mind. Also, I suggest you be more mindful of when and to whom you volunteer your time. Otherwise, people will be more than happy to simply use you at every turn. Was that meant to be a warning? He doesn't seem like an easy guy to make friends with, that's for sure. But maybe he's got a good heart. Who's this? Gaius! Evening, Reen. What's up? Actually, I was just looking for you. I've got your student notebook here. Here you go. Reen handed Gaius his student notebook. Oh, I was wondering when that'd come. Thanks. Sorry to make you go out of your way to deliver it. No worries. Your room's got a really distinctive feel to it, though. What's that hanging on the wall? That's a sort of ornament made in the North Highlands. I thought it'd be a nice way to bring the spirit of my homeland along with me. I see. It really does give the whole room an exotic feel. You've got your brushes out too, so I'm guessing you're going to spend tomorrow painting? Yeah, I'm planning to head over to the art club. Feel free to come along if you feel like it. Will do. Anyway, it might be a good idea to rest for the day. I would recommend you get a little relaxation in too, Reen. I think I can manage that. Can you, though? Can you? This must be Machias. Yep, this should be Machias' room. Who is it? It's me, Reen. I've got something here for you. I'll be right there. Reen handed Machias his student notebook. Sorry to make you go to all the trouble. Oh, don't worry about it. Were you in the middle of studying there? I'm sorry if I interrupted you. No need to be sorry for that. How did you know I was studying, though? You've got pencil marks all over the sides of your hands. Well, then, you should make sure to do plenty of studying yourself. You don't want to find yourself falling behind. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Most of our classes seem like they'll be pretty hard, too. Agreed. Besides, it'll be a chance to show up those snobby upper-class students. I'll see you tomorrow, then. Yeah, good night. Ooh, so many people. I'm assuming all of the girls are upstairs then. Oops. Empty room? Empty room. Appears to be a vacant room. Instructor Sarah's room is locked. I don't know how I feel about her being right above my room. This should be Fee's room. Who's there? It's me, Reen. I've got something here for. Coming. Reen handed Fee her student notebook. Cheers. Yawn. Oh, were you asleep? I didn't mean to wake you up. It's fine. I'm surprised you went to sleep this early, though. I mean, we just had dinner. I didn't have anything else to do. You done? Yeah, just wanted to give you the notebook. Right. She's a unique one, that girl. I wonder how she ended up a student here anyway. I wonder if she's gone back to sleep already. I'd rather not wake her up again. This should be Emma's room. Yes, who is it? It's me, Reen. Do you have a moment? Reen, I'll be right there. Reen handed Emma her student notebook. Thank you. Oh, on an unrelated note, how are you planning on spending the day tomorrow? I'm thinking I'll help out the student council. How about you? I plan on looking at some more clubs. I haven't seen what the culture clubs have to offer yet, so I'll be visiting them tomorrow. Oh, right. Joining a club does sound like a good idea. Let me know if any of them seem really good. Alright, I will. Also, I do hope you're able to make up with Elisa soon. Yeah, I'm going to try to talk to her again later. Good luck, but don't try to rush things either. I think Elisa still needs to sort out her feelings about everything. But don't worry, I'm sure it will all work out in the end. Thanks. Good night, Emma. Good night. Thank you for bringing me my notebook, too. Yeah. Must be Laura. This should be Laura's room. Hey, Laura? Are you in there? Is that you, Reen? I'll be right there. Reen handed Laura her student notebook. Thank you for taking the time to deliver it to me. Don't worry about it. What were you doing anyway? You didn't hear me knocking and you're covered in sweat. I was just practicing with a wooden sword. I must have been so focused on my practice that I didn't hear you knock at first. That's some concentration, alright. Maybe I should do some practicing when I get back to my room too. Haha, you certainly don't want to neglect your training. I'd enjoy it if I had someone to duel with sometime too. Well then, Good night. Good night. I don't know how people can do all the like voice acting accents and stuff. I have a hard time doing my own voice. I need to give Elisa her student notebook too. Right, here goes. Who is it? It's me, Reen. Dots! What do you want? What are you even thinking coming to some innocent girl's room this late at night? Okay, good point. I wouldn't have under normal circumstances, but there's something I need to give you. Reen explained that Toa asked him to hand out everyone's student notebooks. Oh. Okay, wait a moment. Hurry up and hand it over. Okay, just hold on a sec. Reen took out Elisa's notebook. It should be this one. Let's see, Elisa... Don't read that! Someone's flustered. Elisa snatched the student notebook out of Reen's hands. I can't let my guard around you for a second, can I? Sorry, I can't tell which notebook is which without looking inside. I really didn't mean any harm. Huh, or so you say. Anyway, that's all you wanted, isn't it? Good night, then. That went real smooth. Guess I'll have to back off for tonight. It seems that R is just an initial. I didn't finish reading her full name before she snatched it out of my hands, though. Is there a reason she's hiding it? I mean, I would guess so. I should give up for today. I hope I get the chance to apologize soon, though. Well, I guess that's all we can do for the night. We shall return to our room. Should I call it a day? Choosing to rest will cause the date to change and the main story to advance. Yes, let's do it. Do it. The next day, Sunday, free day. Oh, 1204, that's the year. So 2 years after the treaty was signed. Obtain student council tasks. April. Old schoolhouse mystery. The old schoolhouse mystery required. Principal Van Dyke. I have reason to believe that strange phenomena have been occurring in the old schoolhouse of late. As such, I would like to request that one or more combat-ready students look into this and report back to me. For more details, come see me in my office on the first floor of the main building. Principal Van Dyke. Orbital delivery required. From George. I've just finished repairing a bunch of Orbital tech here at the engineering club, but I need someone to deliver everything. Stop by the engineering building, left of the student union building, and I'll tell you more. George, Year 2, Class 3. Or is it the gay org? A noteworthy loss, unread. By Colette. Client Colette. I kind of dropped my student notebook, and now I can't find it anywhere. Would anyone be willing to help me look? I'll be looking for it on the first floor of the student union building, and I would really appreciate it if someone lent me a hand. Colette, Year 1, Class 4. One from the principal, one from the engineering club. Oh, hey, and one from another first year. I certainly wasn't expecting a request from the principal as one of my very first assignments. I hope I don't screw it up. I'm curious about that one from the engineering club too. Sounds interesting. Well, I've got all day, so let's just dive in, I guess. You can now view the quest tab in your notebook. The Quest tab automatically records the progress of all quests, extracurricular activities you undertake. It can be accessed by pressing the Q key or by choosing the note on the camp menu followed by quests. Some quests must be completed in order to advance the main story. These quests have a required mark next to their name, and the story will progress only once they've been completed. Quests without this mark are not essential for advancement and will disappear from the list if not undertaken in a timely manner. Receive 2 bonding points. About bonding events. On free days, special events can be triggered with certain classmates and sub-characters. These are called bonding events. 1 point will be consumed each time you view an event, but your bond with that character will be strengthened. When the time of day advances to evening, all daytime bonding events and quests will no longer be available. In exchange, you will receive 1 bonding point, which can be used to trigger an evening exclusive bonding event. But I have 3 bonding events. Is it because I'm doing another playthrough? Let's see. Is there like a map I can pull up to see what bonding events I have? Well, anyway, we are running over the hour mark for this video. So we're going to call it here. And when we come back next time, we'll go ahead and try to take care of some of these quests and maybe explore the town a little bit. Once again, thank you all for joining me along this journey. And if you like what you see, go ahead and like the video and subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next video.